Well, after an underwhelming first game, La Selección gets a big win in Guadalajara to finish off their October friendlies. Andres from AA Sports. On October 15th, the Mexico men's national football team played against the United States in a CONCACAF rivalry game to end their FIFA international break for October. This was a big game, not just for the team, but also for the fans. Tickets for the game in Estadio Akron sold out within just a few days after officially going on sale. And they created a tough atmosphere for the Americans. And boy, what an incredible game it was for Mexico. In their match against the United States on that Tuesday night in Estadio Akron in Guadalajara, the Mexico national team won 2-0, 2-0 against the United States. This was an awesome game that saw Raúl returned to great form for Mexico, and he was the best player on the field in that game. Chino Huerta also scored and sealed the 2-0 result in favor of Mexico. A big win for Mexico in Guadalajara, and a perfect ending for Andrés Guardado, who played in his final game for La Selección in this match. One final send-off for one of, frankly, the best midfielders in Mexico's history. Final score 2-0, Mexico wins it. Here are their grades for this performance. Goalkeeper, A. Malagón had only one save on a clean sheet performance that really didn't see him need to do much, since the defense had the Americans locked down. So in that case, A grade for Malagón. Center backs, A+. Cesar Montes and Johan Vazquez were the starting center backs, and together they completely shut down Josh Sargent, Malik Tillman, and the American offensive front. Cesar Montes had 3 tackles won in this game, and Johan Vazquez also won a tackle, combining for 4 tackles won between the duo. Wingbacks, A-. Jorge Sanchez, while I think he does have his flaws, had a really good game against the U.S. in Guadalajara. He completely locked down his side of the field and had 6 tackles won in this game. That's really good. Left back Jesus Angulo had 2 tackles won. While he had a solid game for the most part, moving up front is clearly not Angulo's strength, as he struggled to do so during the match. In that regard, he is a lot like Jesus Gallardo. He also lacked self-control and discipline in the last 20 minutes of the game, and he got himself into trouble with Alejandro Sendejas, causing a shoving match between both teams. He was lucky he wasn't sent off for how he acted there. He was eventually subbed off for 19-year-old Ober Vargas, who had a clean 7 minutes with nothing major. Midfielders, A. Andrés Guardado started and played the first 18 minutes in his final send-off match for Mexico. It was a clean start and 18 minutes for one of the best midfielders Mexico has had, and we will definitely miss his awesome skills. Guardado, gracias por todo lo que hiciste para la selección. May you have a good ending to your career in Liga MX with León. He was subbed off for Luis Romo, who, while not great, had a clean 71 minutes alongside Edson Alvarez. Orbelín Pineda also started the game. He took 2 shots with the ball possession in the game, but nothing came of either one. The attacking midfielder was later subbed out for Berterame, but overall the midfield was clean and wasn't outplayed. One big takeaway from this game is how well Edson Alvarez and Luis Romo played together in this game. We have rarely seen them play together on the field up until this game. This was one of the first games we have seen both players on the field at the same time, and they were both impressive. When Romo and Alvarez play and start together, they are a lethal duo in the midfield. Alvarez is perfectly suited to be the midfield anchor, using his positioning to constantly recover balls in the center of the pitch. With Alvarez holding the defensive end of the midfield down, this allows Romo to help with better vision and passing to link up with the forwards and wingers. Romo was also great at covering ground and helping Alvarez defensively. Alvarez, in my opinion, elevated Romo's level of play in this game, and they looked solid together on the field. So look for Aguirre to potentially have them start and play together more. This is a much better lineup than putting Charlie Rodriguez on the field, who after single-handedly costing Mexico a win versus Valencia, was rightfully so left on the bench in this game. Overall, an A-grade performance with a new solid duo, and no Charlie Rodriguez there to Charlie the team. Wingers, B+. Piojo Alvarado was aggressive in this game and took one shot with ball possession, but had a quiet game outside of that. It was Chino Huerta who was the star winger in this game and made the performance grade for the wingers in this game. Chino Huerta got the second goal in the 49th minute of the game off an assist from Raul Jimenez. The energy that Huerta brings to the starting 11 really makes the offensive front more productive and aggressive in their play style when they have ball possession. Huerta is definitely a front runner to be a starting winger, while Piojo is definitely on the hot seat and was not as convincing. Osiel Herrera and Julian Quiñones are in better and more convincing form than Piojo at the national team level right now. Look for Aguirre to possibly make a change there and for Piojo to potentially not be a starter in the Nations League quarterfinals. As for Alexis Vega, he came in as a substitute in the second half and had a non-existent performance. One solid performance with a lucky goal, and then he kind of fell back down to earth. He was also booed by fans the entire game from when he entered the game to literally every time he touched the ball. Honestly, I get it. Regardless of his form, he should not be on the national team representing Mexico, and nor does he deserve the spot on the team after just the poor behavior and scandals he has been involved in off the field. It is about principle and being a good example on the international stage, which Alexis Vega has not been that, let's be real. Strikers, A. While I do believe Santi Jimenez is the future for the Mexican national team and should be called up whenever he's available and healthy to develop him, I also have said that I still think there is a place in this cycle for Raul Jimenez on the team, either as a substitute or starting alongside Santi, having two number 9s up front. It turns out I was right, and it might have been an understatement. So Raul is still our starting 9 and the best striker Mexico has right now. And he showed that during this game. He had an amazing goal off a free kick in the first half. Then early in the second half, he also won a duel for the ball against Tim Ream and followed that duel up by providing an assist to Chino Huerta for the second goal. With a goal and assist, as well as creating many opportunities and taking shots at the goal, he was easily the best player on the field for Mexico in this game. With his strong form at Fulham and now making an instant impact for Mexico after not being included for the Copa America and September friendlies, he proved that he is still the go-to player for the starting striker position. The question is, what adjustments will Aguirre make to the offensive front, specifically if he will start two number 9s? Raul ended the game being subbed off for Memo Martinez during garbage time in the 81st minute, but it was an excellent performance from Raul. Head coach, A. Treating this game as a big test and knowing that this was a game Mexico definitely did not want to lose, he wisely put almost all of his best starting 11 players on the field. And thankfully, he learned from the game against Valencia and left Charlie Rodriguez sitting on the bench. That was a decision that might have sealed the win for Mexico, as Charlie wasn't a liability while sitting on the sideline. Along with assistant coach Rafa Marquez, the duo created a solid game plan and showed creativity by putting Luis Romo and Edson Alvarez in together, a decision we haven't really seen past coaches make. And that ended up working out well. Overall, Aguirre completely outcoached Mauricio Pochettino in this game and gave Pochettino a brutal welcome to the Clásico de CONCACAF between the US and Mexico. Federation. I'm giving the Federation a B+. They put the team's results and performances first instead of money and held a tougher friendly to test the team. It was also held in Guadalajara, which is a breath of fresh air as the Mexican national team is finally playing games within their true home territory. Let's hope and push for the Federation to keep doing this. Fan base. A. They were vocal once again with their demands and feedback because of their poor performance in the Copa America and the New Zealand game being criticized as a weaker friendly. Mexican fans were boycotting the September friendlies. This time, with it being a more competitive game against their biggest rival, fans packed out Estadio Akron. Tickets for the game sold out within just a couple days after officially going on sale. And the fans created an amazing atmosphere for Mexico and a tough atmosphere for the United States. And with the fans having flags creating a great tricolor choreo within the stadium, it made for a great night in Guadalajara. The fans also booed Alexis Vega the entire time he was on the field, which I thought was great to see. Hey, way to go for the Mexican fan base to in sticking up for the idea that it's not just form that matters and that only players that lead by positive examples should be on the field. This was a big win for the Mexican national team in a game they didn't want to lose. They came to play in Guadalajara. Overall, I would say this was an A- performance. This is a good result to finish off their October matches, and it gives the team positive momentum as they enter the Nations League, where they will play against Honduras once again in the quarterfinals. Andres PAA Sports, leave your opinions on the game in the comments. That's all for me in this video. Of course, stay tuned in for more sports content, especially with the NHL season underway. Like and subscribe to support this passion project, and I will plan to do more football content in the future. That's all for this sports episode. Thanks, everyone. See you in the next one.